The Missouri Breaks, released 1976, directed by Arthur Penn, Thomas McGoo, and Robert Town. We start with these men riding horses, and they say some deep stuff at the beginning, and we hear, "Oh, Hosanna, don't you cry for me." That sets the tone for this film. Deep, then boing, boing, boing. These men say some disgusting stuff, like those women better not get tanned. I like them as white as pastry. You better clarify they're talking about the over 18-year-old woman in that group, or the over 4-year-old woman, since you're 60. I guess the reason we see a man get hanged is so he can, there's more mature stuff going on than old men saying really bad jokes. And we see this president talk about how he's going to make this last frontier richer and ruin its charm, which Jack Nicholson is against in this film. This film has beautiful up-angle shots of the rocks and the horses. Anyways, we hear Jack Nicholson talk about how he doesn't like this new guy, how he wants things to stay the same in this western town, and how he's gonna kill his dog. Jack Nicholson is crazy, but he's reliable because he wants things to be simple and stay simple. How do we make dialogue about having to move from country town to country town more interesting? Throw the N word in there. So why did I choose this movie to talk about the good films of Jack Nicholson? Because in this film he's a true stuntman. Look at him walk on that train and hanging on the bridge. This man says he's not ashamed of robbing that train because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go against the rich in these country films. And Jack Nicholson is on the same side of this man, where everybody laughs at him for confessing instead of being up the rich man. What happens after that scene? More boing a boing a boing a boing and Jack Nicholson being a bad boy. We see a man get hanged and they're like, hey, let's go to the whorehouse. That's the tone of this film. Depressing stuff to make the critics think, and then boing a boing a boing hillbilly stuff for the men. I'm going to beat you up, man. You think you're tough? Well, I'm Jack Nicholson. Boing a boing a boing. See what I mean? Boring. I'm going to kill you. That's how I make it exciting. How long have you been in this house for? The reason I'm talking about this is because, like, I don't listen to the rich man. I build my own houses. That's how we're gonna beat his rich ways and live the old life. Why does Marlon Brando have an Irish accent when he is playing a Native American?
I see. Well, then you pamper.
We see Jack Nicholson talk to his woman, and she is against hanging people, but Jack Nicholson is for it because he likes the chaos and the manliness of the country world. But soon he's gonna realize that Brando's gonna hang the people that are for the country world, and Jack Nicholson's not gonna like that. She's also like, why don't you have sex with me? And Jack Nicholson's like, well, because you're with that rich man who wants to change the world. Marlon Brando sees Jack Nicholson beat up this horse, and Marlon Brando's like, you better quit that hillbilly crap out, or else we're gonna hang you. You're gonna turn into a rich man. And Jack Nicholson says, no, I want to stay like a wild man. And Jack Nicholson is perfect for this part. He always played these wild man characters. Marlon Brando spies on Jack Nicholson having sex with the rich squirrel. And now Marlon Brando's like, well, maybe this would make it more sophisticated. Maybe our plan is working. No, she's just another girl on Jack Nicholson's number counter. And it's just gonna be boing 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 for the rest of Jack Nicholson's life. We see Brando try to trick Jack Nicholson into saying he's just chaos and hillbilly like him by randomly shooting this gun, but Jack Nicholson doesn't fall for that. Jack Nicholson just sneers at Brando, saying you work with that rich guy. In the next couple of scenes, we see Brando try to trick another hillbilly into thinking that Brando's just as wild and on their side. And Marlon Brando knocks him off his horse and drowns him. Brando is really intimidating in this film, despite his Irish accent. We see Marlon Brando in the bathtub, and he's like, Jack Nicholson, don't judge what I do for a living. He says, why I'm gonna judge, I'm going to stop you. The reason why Brando is in the bathtub is so we can see him be chill and intimidating at the same time. And there's a lot of moments where the hillbillies are like, maybe we should follow Brando, and then Jack Nicholson finally breaks and screams, and he's a great actor in this scene. Before Brando starts burning them, they get their last chance with the woman, and more boing a boing a boing scene. Brando is always intimidating in these killing hillbilly scenes, despite the Irish accent, and all the killing scenes are very brutal and disturbing, like they should be for this film. The movie ends with Jack Nicholson shooting the man, but the man still gets his last shot in and shoots Jack Nicholson. So the movie ends with the rich man who is trying to change the hillbilly ways dying, and Jack Nicholson winning, and the poor ways are staying, and the woman might change to the poor ways as well. So that's the Missouri Breaks. Even though this is not a perfect film, it has some slow moments and hillbilly stuff and changing tone from the hanging stuff to the goofy hillbilly stuff. But that's the type of thing you would expect from a western of this type. Depressing hanging then hillbilly stuff. And Mar Brando's Irish accent is a bit weird, but he's still intimidating in the hillbilly. Dorsey's are still disturbing, so the stuff with Mar Brando still works with the film. And Jack Nicholson's performance definitely works with him wanting to stay a hillbilly and being very strong headed and screaming in a lot of scenes. And his stunt work is great in this movie, and this is a great movie for Jack Nicholson's dramatic screaming acting and character acting and his stunt acting, and Marlon Brando is great and intimidating as well. So overall, I do recommend this movie. It's directed great by Arthur Penn, and it's just a good movie with well great acting and directing. Bye.